Hey everyone, it is Aunt Carla from Marie Lazo, and I am live for today's Ask Auntie show on YouTube. So I didn't let anyone know. I'm kind of going. If you happen to see this live, it's because you happen to be online and getting the notification. But I am still getting the hang of doing this thing every week. Just want to let you know, though, next week, March 6th, I think it is, we're doing the Altars Masterclass, Altars 101. So that is still going on, and that will be on at 1 o'clock. But for these YouTube things, I want to do them at 1 o'clock, but I've been ready around 3. So I'm just working this out, just like, we're all working this out. So today's Ask Auntie, I want to talk about something that came up, and we can talk about other things as well, but I want to talk about what is the difference between law of attraction and magic. So that's, people are like, what's magic? What's law of attraction? Are you using one or the other? So that's something that came up, and I want to talk about that today. And we could talk about other things, as I said, but we want to know, what is the difference between law of attraction and magic? Is there a difference between law of attraction and magic? Or is the law of attraction magic? My answer is definitively, unequivocally, yes and no. Okay, so what is the distinction? Well, the law of attraction, in my opinion, is basically it's magic, but it's without the candles and the herbs and the other elements of nature and magic. But you do need the law of attraction for magic to work. So some of you might be asking, what do you mean, Aunt Carla? Okay, so first I want to talk about the law of attraction. A few years ago, the law of attraction got a lot of attention thanks to the book and the movie The Secret. And it's something that's always been around, and maybe people found it like it was hidden. But I was doing some research on the universal laws, and I think I'm going to do a video in the future, in the very near future, on the 12 universal laws. And the law of attraction is really only one of those 12 laws. But the law of attraction gets a lot of attention because it's talking about manifestation and how to attract what we want. So law of attraction is like, how do we attract things? How do we manifest things? So law of attraction gets a lot of attention. But the 12 original universal laws, well, actually, they started as 7. It came from, I guess, like Hermes, the Greek god, who was also syncretized to the Egyptian god Thoth. And he came up with these 7 universal laws, which ended up getting kind of that morphed into these 12 universal laws. And so that means that this book that was written by this god, or that they're attributed to this god, have been around for thousands of years. And similar to the law of gravity, the idea is that whether or not you believe it, it is what it is. You might say, if you wanted to say, oh, I don't believe in gravity, if you were to try to step off of a building, you're going to fall. So similarly, these are universal laws that have been around since the dawn of time, and whether or not you understand them, they exist. And I feel that they're still very a part of magic. So when we talk about our rituals and our spells, these laws of nature, these universal laws, are very much in effect. And they're called universal laws because they work throughout the universe. So first, I want to define the law of attraction. So the law of attraction is the ability to attract in our lives whatever we are focusing on. And if you think of yourself as this giant human magnet with the power to attract by your thoughts, by your words, and your deeds, your actions. So by thought, word, and deed, these things that you are doing, seeing, feeling, they are acting, you are becoming like this giant human magnet. And I like to say often that your body is a magic wand. And even if you didn't have any tools at your disposal, you are still able to create magic because that is the way that we as divine beings have been created. So one of the concepts within the law of attraction is that thoughts are things. Now, the law of attraction emphasizes the power of the mind to convert whatever is in our thoughts and materialize them into reality. Now, Napoleon Hill, the author of Think and Grow Rich, he wrote, "Whatever the mind can conceive and believe, it can achieve." Now, I want you to look around your space right now, whether it's your computer or a chair or art on the wall, whatever that is around you that you're looking at, just look around that. Look around your space. And whatever that thing is, before it actually existed in real life, I'm I'm knocking on my desk, for example, before it existed in real life, it was just an idea. It was a thought that existed in someone's mind. And when we seek to manifest something, we first have an idea, and that thought is where it all begins. So our thoughts are then made stronger by adding emotions such as happiness and joy and gratitude. So when we think about our particular dream, whatever it is that you want to manifest, whatever you are going to do, use your magic for, when you think about your particular dream, your desired outcome, we see it in our mind's eye and we ramp up, with some excitement about it. And before we can receive it, we have to get into alignment with it even before it arrives. So when I talk about alignment, it's like tuning your personal vibrations or your frequency into a particular radio station. Now, is your vibe tuned into love or is it tuned into fear? Are you tuned into wealth or are you tuned into lack? Are you vibrating on illness or are you focused on healing? The important thing to remember is that alignment is not about focusing on what is. It's not about what you see right in front of you. Alignment is about focusing on how you want things to be. That is how we get into alignment into our desired outcome. We are not thinking, gosh, I don't have any money right now, but I want to attract this. I want to attract money. But a better way of putting it, I saw this saying, we cannot be bitter and expect sweetness. Because when you're being bitter, you are totally aligned and tuning into the vibration of bitterness and, and that kind of brittle feeling. But when you are vibrating on sweetness, that you will get more of that. So just remember that you can't be bitter and expect sweetness in your life. So that is really a shortcut way to think about alignment. You want to be in alignment with what it is that you want to receive. Now, another important component of the law of attraction is our words. Now, last week on Witch With Me TV, I recently gave a talk about how your word is your wand, like a magic wand. And the words that you speak about yourself and your dream make a huge difference in your ability to receive it. So that means being careful and mindful about the words that you speak when you talk about the thing that you want to manifest. So if you want to attract love in your life, and you're also saying things like all men are dogs or hoes ain't loyal, or there are no available women in my town, those things don't help. If you want to because you want to keep your words in alignment with your desired outcome. Finally, we also attract we attract what we desire by our actions. And of course, we, as spiritual people, we use rituals and spells to use magic to manifest what we want. But it's also important to take actions in real life that support our desired outcome. So when our thoughts and our words are in alignment with our desire, we find ourselves taking those micro actions in real life that bring us closer to what it is that we want. So for example, if it's a new job that you want, that means updating your resume and applying for jobs. And it's very possible that even after you do all this stuff, you could get a call from an old boss who offers you a job and says, come in immediately and you don't have to do anything. But the act of working on your resume and calling the setup interviews with all these other people, that is how you let the universe know that you are open and receptive to a new job coming through. So we have to do different actions, and we don't know where it's going to come from. So you might be focusing on getting a new job in this area, and then you get a job from somewhere else. I've definitely had that experience where um, I'm working on a particular thing and I'm doing what I think is going to be successful. But when it comes through, it comes from a totally different place. That doesn't mean that the work that I did in this area or this part of, that part of my world was a waste. It was letting the universe know that, okay, she's ready. She is working on this. She is open and receptive. So here, we're going to send her something perhaps even better than what I'd even expected. Now, it's unrealistic to think that we're always going to be happy and in a high vibration. Some people are like, oh, you have to be happy all the time and love and light. But that's not real. That is not real life. But I want you to know that not being in a good mood is not going to keep things, away from you. Having a bad day is not going to repel the things that you desire. But high vibrations are much more powerful than emotions such as sadness and fear. So the more we can work on getting into that kind of higher vibration, the stronger our attraction will be. That's our magnet, our human magnet in effect. So when we are feeling sadness or fear or guilt, we have to find ways to raise our energy in order to get that magnet back on attraction mode. So when we're not feeling high vibration emotions such as happiness or excitement, we can take actions to lift our mood. And we can choose to interrupt the pattern of negativity before it becomes a negative downward spiral. Because sometimes when we get to a certain point, then we just start like seeing the worst and like we're just going that downward spiral, downward, 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 downward. And then it's like hard to get out of that. But there are times when if we catch ourselves early enough, we can do what we call a pattern interrupt, and we can get ourselves out of that mood. So we can do things like spend time in nature, we can watch funny movies, we can spend time with people who make us laugh. The most important thing is to not allow yourself to wallow in those worst case scenarios. So the law of attraction offers many techniques that you can use to get into alignment with your desired outcome. So I have a few different things that people like to do, and this comes under law of attraction. So affirmations. One law of attraction technique is, affirmations, which are short statements that are repeated over and over to lift your vibration. And they're stated in the present tense, and the job of an affirmation is to replace that negative talk that we sometimes do with positive ones. Like actually, if you listen to, I have a video on that money tree, ching, ching, ching goes the money tree and everything, and money comes to me, that I'm messing up the words. But the idea is that when you are saying that mantra over and over and over again, my favorite line is that is money flow, money made. Like whenever, by the time I get to that line, I'm feeling like really good. And they say it over and over and over again until I start to believe that. And when I start to believe that, my body posture changes, my mood changes, and I just say it over and over and over again. If you haven't seen that video, it's on my page. I'll put a link down below, and it's about 10 minutes long. So, that way you can just play it over and over and over again until you start to feel that, until like your vibration rises and you start to feel prosperous. Now, but there are all kind of affirmations that you can do. And you don't have to do them with a snap. You can just say them over and over again, such as, I am open and receptive to all the wealth life offers me. I am healthy and whole. I am in the right place, moving to my true place. I welcome love and romance into my life. Or I believe that I can be all that I want to be. Any of these affirmations can work, so you can also come up with something in your own words, or you can, find a book that has affirmations. You can find them online. There are all kinds of affirmations. And it's the idea that saying these things over and over again, it changes your mood, it lifts your spirit, lifts your energy. so that you're able to focus on what it is that you want to create in your life. So another law of attraction method that I think a lot of people have used is the vision board. And I actually also have a vision board video on my channel. And vision boards are visual representations of your goals. So they can be a poster that you display on your wall. They can be pictures that you keep in a sketchbook. You can have a vision board on your computer, on your desktop, or you can even use a website like Pinterest. So you search online or in print magazines for pictures of places that you want to go, happy relationships, people at your desired weight, and you place these pictures somewhere where you'll see them often. And these pictures should inspire you and make you excited. And by looking at your vision board, often you get yourself into alignment with your dreams. So the whole thing with law of attraction is that whole concept of alignment. We're getting in alignment. You can't be bitter and have a sweet life. So if you want a sweet life, you have to do things, say things, think things that are in alignment with that kind of life, with whatever your desired outcome is. So scripting is another law of attraction method for manifesting, and it's one that I have also found some success with. Now, scripting is keeping a journal to write not about the way things are, but the way you want them to be. Remember, you want to be in alignment with whatever it is your desired outcome is. So this isn't, dear diary, I hate my boss. She made me work all the time and I just can't stand her. No. Instead, you are writing, I am so grateful for my new job. I'm making $50,000 a year with people that I enjoy working with. With scripting, it's like you're engraving into the universe what you want over and over again. Remember when you were a little kid, or you might have had the experience of having to write on the board, I will not talk in class, I will not talk in class, I will not talk in class. That's sort of like scripting, but it's not really helpful and it's not really the same thing. Scripting in this way is you are saying, I am so excited about my new car, but you're being very specific. I am so excited about my 2020 Lamborghini, whatever, my Lamborghini sandwich, or, whatever that thing is. I have no idea what Lamborghini models and are, but the idea is that you're being very specific about what it is that you want. And by engraving, the way I see it, I feel it's like I'm engraving into the universe what it is that I want to see. I love this new job that I have. They really respect my opinions, and I'm looking forward to working with these people. They like me a lot, or whatever that is, whatever it is that you think that you need, that is what you would be writing down. Again, it's not about what you see in front of you. Scripting and anything with the law of attraction is about getting into alignment with what it is that you want. Now, also, you may have noticed that most of these law of attraction methods use repetition. And the reason why is because our subconscious mind holds our memories and our self-limiting beliefs. Now, our subconscious mind, that's a part of the brain that is awake 24 hours a day. When you're sleeping, there is a part of your brain that is making sure that you are breathing, that's making sure that you are still, digesting food, that's making sure that your different bodily functions are happening. You're not doing that on a conscious level. That is your subconscious. However, when you want to change things that are going on in your life, you want to change your belief system, you have to get to your subconscious mind. What we know, what we see every day is our conscious mind. Now, it's easy. I see that this is black and that's red and this is a desk and that's a glass of water. That is my conscious mind. To get to my subconscious mind, I have to use repetition. So things like, I see myself in this large, beautiful house with two beautiful bathtubs, two bathrooms with large bathtubs, and I'm living in this particular city. I have to do that over and over again. The repetition is what gets to the subconscious mind. So we have to do that over and over again. So that means when you're looking at that vision board, even if you're not totally looking at it directly, on some level, we're picking up those images of the vacation that we want, or the kind of relationship that we want to have. But we have to keep showing up to these images. We have to keep showing up to our future. So our subconscious mind holds our memories and these subconscious and these beliefs that we have. But by using repetition, we are able to sort of brainwash ourselves. This is called auto suggestion, because we are telling ourselves what we want our reality to be. We have that much power. We do not have to stop at what our conscious shows us every day. We have vision. We have the power of vision to say, this is what I want to see in my life. I want to see, I know I'm feeling single and lonely today, but I see myself married to my soulmate. It's not, gosh, I'm just feeling so awful. My physical ailments are really killing me. They're bothering me, and I'm so unhappy, and I'm in a lot of pain. It's instead thinking, I'm seeing myself happy and healthy and whole. Now, I'm not saying it's easy. This is definitely work, because if it was easy, everyone would do it. But you have to think about, what kind of life do you want? That means you have to keep repeating those images over and over again. So when we have those self-limiting beliefs that say, oh, you can't do that, or you suck, or you're always going to be fat, those are the thoughts that keep us stuck. So we have to use that repetition to override those self-limiting beliefs. So when we choose to continually focus on the ideas of possibility, those thoughts begin to affect our subconscious mind, which brings that reality closer. So the law of attraction, it teaches that everything is energy, and that everything is vibrating on a particular energetic frequency. And the more that we are in alignment or in tune with our desired result, the more likely we are to receive it. So remember, like, being in tune, being in alignment, it's like this radio. It's like a radio. I don't know if any of you still listen to the radio, but there's like a little tuner, and you are tuning into a particular radio station: WBGO, WRKX, KZ100, whatever that radio station is playing. There's something on that station that you're trying to listen to. So let's say that the life that you desire is on a particular frequency, it's on a particular vibration. You have to meet that vibration. So you have to tune yourself, your vibration, your frequency, to be in alignment with it. So that's the law of attraction. So what is magic? Now, magic, as you know, if you've been following me for a while, you know that magic is really where I'm really focused on for most of the time, right? And magic involves creating rituals which harness the forces of nature to influence events. So we are harnessing the forces of nature to make shit happen. That is what we're doing. Now, the philosopher Aristotle, he believed that most of the items, most of the things on Earth, and even in the sky and in the heavens, have been created by some combination of the elements air, fire, earth, and water. And in magic, the elements of nature have spiritual associations that can be manipulated to manifest desired outcomes. And the final element is spirit, which is represented by our human soul. And by the way, all of these elements, air, fire, water, earth, are also present within the human body. Now, I like to think of these elements as batteries that power our spells. So when we acknowledge the power of the natural elements, we are able to influence things to our will. So next up, I want to talk about rituals. Rituals. Now we're talking about magic. Rituals or spells are basically ceremonies in which we make an official request spiritually for our desired outcome. This is when we state our intention, we gather natural elements, we select magical elements, and we select timing based on the cycles of nature. Things like phase of the moon or an astrology season. Those, or we're using other magical elements depending on a spiritual path that we might be on. Now, these ceremonial requests raise energy that we send out into the universe, and we often use the help of spiritual guides such as deities, ancestors, and other spiritual guides. And with so much power and intention raised, we are able to manipulate the forces of the universe. And although we don't know, we know that rituals and spells work, but we don't know why exactly. So we call it magic. Ta-da! Things happen. But it's like this, it's a really specific ceremonial request when we're saying, I'd like to raise money. I like to get, I like to pay my rent. I'd like to get a new car. I want to meet my soulmate. These are very like results oriented kind of requests, and it's ceremonial. And it's not similar, it's not doing a vision board just by itself, because that can take as long as it's going to take in order for us to get in alignment with what is on the vision board. But when we're using magic, we're being very focused and we're saying, this is what I want, poof, something like that. So magic often uses candles. I don't know of too many rituals that don't involve candles. So most magic rituals, also known as spells, involve candles. And the candle symbolically represents your desired outcome. And it might also represent you. The candle could be a representation of you and or your desired outcome. And as the candle burns and it melts, your wish is sent into the astral plane to add energy towards its manifestation. Now, in magic, we often also use herbs. Now, the reason why many rituals and spells incorporate herbs is because they have magical correspondences. For example, the herb rosemary may be used for protection, among other things. The herb basil may be used for prosperity, and roses are often used for love. So during a ritual, a spiritual practitioner will activate the magical properties in these herbs and or essential oils in order to manifest their desire. Now, other things that we use in magical rituals are crystals, because crystals are other natural tools that are used in magic. Crystals represent earth. So, like herbs, crystals are also believed to have magical properties. They are said to vibrate with different frequencies that affect our personal energetic fields, and they can also be worn on your body. So, also, your body is this one great a bioelectric field. There we go. And then we talk about our auras. Well, all that is that's the frequency that you are vibrating, and crystals can be used to help get you into alignment. So because crystals are said to vibrate with different frequencies that affect our personal energetic fields, they can also help you with your desired outcomes. So for example, rose quartz corresponds with affection and self-love. Black tourmaline is often worn for protection and to, remove negativity from a situation. And pyrite is associated with prosperity. So crystals can be used also like in your magic rituals. So you can wear them day to day, you can put them under your pillow, and you can also use them in your rituals. Now, I talked a little bit about law of attraction. I talked a little bit about magic. So which method of manifestation is best? Magic, law of attraction, magic. Mm-hmm. It's a personal choice. That's my easy answer. Now, on one hand, you can manifest the things that you wish using the law of attraction. But I feel that magic makes things move faster. And that's because you are harnessing the energies of nature. You're like, poof, I'm making this thing happen. Now, if you're in the broom closet and you're not comfortable, you're not able to perform magic the way that you would like, or maybe you just feel like, no, I really don't want to, get into that magic stuff. you can use law of attraction methods as they are mainstream. A lot of people accept them, and they're less likely to raise alarms. So if you want to have a vision board, there's churches having, vision board parties. So if you wanted to do a vision board, it's less likely for anyone to say, oh, she's doing witchcraft. So, that might be the way you want to go, and that's fine. But I like to think that the law of attraction is a magic of its own. Okay. But shh, we won't tell anyone. Now, on the other hand, you can't perform magic without the law of attraction, because your mind needs to be in alignment with whatever it is that you desire. And that's because doubt is the number one killer for manifesting, regardless of the method that you choose. So whether you are using magic or the law of attraction, doubt is the thing that will always, always mess up your work. Now, when you find yourself asking yourself if you did a ritual correctly, or if you find yourself complaining because what you desire isn't here yet, you have just muddied up all of the good work that you have done. It's like, doubt is like if you cleaned up your whole house, top to bottom, and then you walked into your nice, clean house with wet, muddy shoes, just walking all over the place. You have just cluttered all your good intentions, your clear alignment with doubt. So I want you to doubt your doubt. Consider all of the choices, all I've mentioned. So whether you want to use magic, you want to use law of attraction, you're like, hey, I want to do a vision board, but maybe you might even want to mix things. Cause like I like to do a vision board, but I'll have I might burn a candle at the same time, or I'll have a little incense, or I'll make a ritual out of my law of attraction, or I'll be scripting and then I'll also have a candle. So you can mix and match if that's what you like to do. So when it comes to manifesting, like when you're ready to go into manifesting, when you're ready to go deeper and you're like, okay, there's something that I want to achieve and I want to put my inner power in there. Think about what you have time for, what you feel comfortable doing, and you make a choice that works for you. So you might have a favorite method of manifesting, or you might like to switch things up. The most important thing to remember is that the power to live your best life is within you. You are not at the mercy of fate. So I want you to go manifest something. Poof. So that's my talk for today. But I wanted to bring that up because that's just been something that's on my mind. So let me see, hey, Mama Jojo and Rawa and Tanisha, I'm so glad that you all have tuned in today. Next week, we'll be talking about Altars 101. That will be a Zoom class. So if you're on the email list, you'll be getting, a notification for that. Does anyone have any questions about the law of attraction or magic or anything we talked about? Hey, Camille, how you doing? Hey. Surprise everybody. I didn't tell anybody I was going live today, but I wanted to get that out there. Oh, how do you get on the email list? Okay. I have a brand new spell email course, and it's at queenupclub.com/spell. So I'm going to write that down here. Queenup, HTTPS, queenupclub.com/spell. So that is it's a new email course. It's free. You sign up for that, you'll get 5 emails in a row. And next week at 1:00, I'm teaching Altars 101, which is totally brand new. It's a brand new masterclass. People have been asking, and let me know what you're interested in, because sometimes I take a lot of stuff for granted and I think, oh, y'all know what this is about. People aren't interested in that. But then someone says, hey, would you do something on altars? And I was like, really? Sure. That's what you want. That's what you want to learn about. Okay, fine. And I'll put something together. So please let me know if you want me to do any kind of video on YouTube or, IG or anything like that. Oh, okay. Camille says, I love your videos. I look forward to seeing the replay since I just got here at the Crystal Portion. Yeah, so this video was about versus law of attraction versus magic. And, what's the difference? So I was giving my opinion on law of attraction and magic. And I was saying that law of attraction to me is like magic without the herbs, without the crystals, without, all the forces of nature. And then magic is when we use crystals and herbs and candles. And me personally, I like to mix and match. So I was saying that um I might do a vision board, and I'll do it so that, like, I might be on Pinterest. Like, I like to do these days, like, I'll do like a Pinterest vision board. So every day while I'm like trying to manifest something, I will post a new picture on Pinterest every day. Like, I'll pin something, but I'll have a candle burning at the same time. So then it makes it like a ritual. So, but I also know not everybody has the privacy to do magic. Some people, especially, since the pandemic, the lockdown, people aren't able to do what they want to do. So they're kind of like, well, I'm going to have to do some vision boards or some scripting because my mother is going to rip up all my stuff because she's really religious. So, you just got to find a way to make to create the life that you want. And sometimes when we live with people who don't agree or they're not supportive, um, you can't let that stop you. We are not at the mercy of fate. I love to say that because I really believe that. You're not at the mercy of fate. You can make transformation in your life. And if the people in your life aren't supportive, you just got to find a way and work around them because this is your life. That's not their life. This is your life. So we have to do whatever we have to do. Hold on, let me see. So let's see what else. Any other questions? I want to tell you, it's today is the February 28th, and it's the last day of Black History Month. And one reason why I started a little late today was because I saw um, online the Whitney Plantation in Wallace, Louisiana. They had this beautiful ceremony called the Blessing of the Ground. And the Whitney Plantation is a slavery museum, and it is dedicated to the history of the slavery that had happened there. And and they had drummers, they had like high priestesses, they had people from different African tribes present. They were pouring libations of and water and rum and vodka, around this different areas. They had these sculptures. They had this section that was dedicated to mothers and children who had been separated during these times of slavery. And they also had these memorial walls of the people who had worked, of the enslaved Africans who had lived and worked at this plantation. But there was also someone who created this memorial wall that included all of the names of, I don't know all the names, but the names of slaves that had been found, like on like ship manifests or whatever kind of resources they could find. And they had like over 100,000 names of slaves. And it was just so moving, so powerful. And they had musicians, they had just, they were just, people were just all walking around and going to the different areas in this plantation. They went to I guess like the shack or like the homes where slaves lived, and it was so amazing. And then at the end, everyone like danced together, and it became like this joyous thing. But I guess it's something that they do once a year to bless the ground and to remember those who had gone before. And if any of you are, if you do any kind of, ancestral veneration, it was like, instead of me having an ancestor altar, it was like the whole place was an altar and they were walking through it. So there was like memorial walls and there were statues and there were these homes, and everywhere they went, they were walking around with libations and, and spraying water and drumming. And it was just incredible. And I'm like, that is an ancestor altar, but it just, it was bigger than everyone. It's bigger than all of us. So that was at the Whitney Plantation in Wallace, Louisiana. So if you are interested in any of that kind of history, any kind of that living history, I recommend that you check that out online. I saw that on Facebook through Zoom. Yeah, Camille, it was amazing. I was like, wow, I'm going to have to, tell people about this later because it was so amazing. So Camille said, are you going to be doing your Sunday lessons online now? Yes. So this is what I'm doing though. So I'm still doing the master classes, but I'm doing them once a month. So next week is Altars 101. And then all of the other Sundays, I want to be doing something like this, like the Ask Auntie show. And I'm still kind of finding my way around this and seeing how that works. So whether it's going to be getting questions from people or just talking about stuff and using it later, that might be what I do. But I feel like meeting every Sunday is something that I think we've all kind of been getting used to and we really enjoy. So I don't want to, I don't want to lose that momentum that we've built since last year. So yeah, so next week we'll be back with a brand new class, Altars 101. And then, and then after that, it will be just like an ask Auntie every Sunday. So every Sunday. So actually it's a first Sunday of every month will be the master class. And then the second, third, and fourth Sundays will be like Ask Auntie on YouTube. Yeah, there we go. All right. So any other questions? It's almost 4. And, it's awesome that you all have even, that you joined me today. And thank you for tuning in. That's kind of awesome because I didn't give anybody a real heads up today. Mm-hmm. All right. Well, tell you what, if you're not already on the list, make sure that you sign up at queenupclub.com/spell. That will give you'll get the brand new spell email course. It's like 5 emails, and then you'll also get notified every time there is a new masterclass. There you go. And if you're not already like subscribe, all this is like, I'm working out this new YouTube business. So if you like YouTube, definitely keep tuning in. All right. So I am going to go, and thank you again so much for tuning in. I'll probably try to do something on IG as well, because I haven't really been going live on Instagram. I'm just, as I said, like, I'm trying to find my way. It's a new year. I'm doing new things like we all are, right? So thank you for tuning in, and I will see you all again very soon. Okay. Bye.